bum. I see Ace. I see Nitro.
What's going on, guys?
Is it live?
Yes.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? It's been so long since I've been on a live stream. Since I've done a live stream.
Was the last one with Timon?
Was it? It might have been.
I don't do
And
them
that
very
was
often either.
that was in like May. Well, that wasn't even a live stream. That was just like a pre-recorded thing. I think the last time
Gabriel.
it went was with Jonah.
Ah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, the charity live stream. Holy shit, it's been so long.
how was that, man? How was hanging out with Jonas Scott? Voice
He's
of
really cool.
Aiden.
He's really awesome. He's very down to earth. Um, funny when I met him when I went to California in the hotel lobby. It was like so this is the hotel lobby where all the creators were at, and then we're taking a shuttle to go to the event. And then
Yeah.
me and Jonah like looked at each other, and like we kind of knew who each other were because he had watched my videos at that point. I knew him from being Aiden, of course,
Right, right.
and then I think I walked up to him and said hi, and then it just went naturally from there. And now I do live streams with them.
That's sick,
He's
man.
very easy to talk to.
That's cool. Yeah, we like that about the people we try to admire, them being, actual human beings and, having a heart and not giving a shit to talk to the next person they talk. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
Just humble. People being humble is good.
yeah. He's a very down to earth guy. He's not like someone who's like where fame has gone through his head. He's as real as it gets.
That's awesome. Jonas Scott, thanks, man. If you ever see this, we like you for you, dude. So, we got about 6 pages of questions, and then we got, just to try and make it a little bit of fun, we got a Spitfire round. And then after that, we will open up questions to chat if they may have any for you. How's that sound to you, man?
Sounds good. What's
All
up,
right.
Gabriel? I see Gabriel's in there. How's it going, Gabriel?
Yeah, give our shout outs real quick. Tyler, what's up, buddy? Bonna, Gamer Mom.
Gamer mom, what's going
Yeah,
on?
what's up, Mama?
Cheers. Cheers.
Gabriel, what's up, buddy?
Got the seltzer. Got the water going.
I got something. It's water. All right, man. So let's start off with these questions. First one is an easy one. Give us a little bit of information about you. Who is OniZombies?
Who's OniZombies? Just a normal dude. It's really it. Like, I'm just a normal guy. Went to college, got a job. Pretty standard stuff. I mean, I started doing YouTube back in like high school, and I did it just for fun, just for something to do.
Hobby.
It's pretty much a hobby. I did it for about like 2 years, maybe a little bit longer, and then I kind of stopped doing it once I went into college because that just took a majority of my free time. Um, and then it wasn't until during the pandemic where there was nothing to fucking do. I'm just like, fuck it, let's just go back and see what happens and see where it goes. So I came back, did a Miles Morales video, did a couple of those. They did pretty well. Then I made my first Dying Light 2 video in November of 2021. And then the rest is kind of history. But I mean, pretty average guy. I have a day job, do this in my free time, use it as a creative outlet. It's a lot of fun and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's just a little bit that I've dipped my toes into. It's been a lot of fun. It's some kind of it's something I haven't been able to put into words yet. The feeling you get when you connect with all these different people around the world, and that's just such a magical type of thing. I mean, it Sounds lame, but it's true, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's really hard to kind of explain how everything goes. Like it's like so like during high school, I was oh yeah, Danny's in the back. Of course Danny's in the back. Like during high school, I was the quiet kid in the back. Like hated doing like presentations and everything. Like I remember in college, like one of my last requirements to do was freaking communications class. And I never would have thought in a million years, like years later, there would be like 500,000 people watching me every month. That just blows my mind every time I see that.
Yeah, it's something I highly recommend. If anybody ever has that type of of want, like, maybe I should start a YouTube channel. Go for it, man. Like, don't be afraid to try. It's honestly, I think it would be worse to not try and just have that regret in the back of your mind, like, what could have happened if I did. So, oh, I would tell everybody, give it a shot. What was life like growing up for little OniZombies?
Like I said, it's pretty normal. I can't. There's nothing. There's nothing really that um like
Average
sticks
everyday
out.
school, nothing. You go on
Average
adventures
every
with
day.
friends,
Go on adventures with friends. I didn't travel as much as I would have loved to. I've started traveling more often now. I guess it's a lot easier to do so.
right?
Um, I it's funny growing up. I always wanted to do working computers and engineering. Engineering was the big one, but as I got into college, I realized I hated math. Didn't want to do that shit at all
Dude,
because fuck math.
yep,
Um,
I don't math.
I went to school for criminal justice and sociology, and I didn't end up working in that field at all. I actually do computers right now and social media for the company that I work at. So it kind of goes in line with what I'm doing at YouTube. So like I'll make their recruitment videos, things like that. So
It goes hand in hand.
like, it kind of goes hand in hand.
That's awesome, man. It's funny how things work out. You going to school for criminal justice and end up having to do nothing with it 5 years later or 10 years
Yeah,
later.
it's crazy. Like I worked with computers throughout the entirety of college too, and then I didn't end up. I ended up working in that field, and my degree was kind of useless, which is great.
I mean, you did a lot more than I did, man. I dropped out in 10th grade and I never looked back. Like, school was just not for me, man. Like, I'd rather,
Yeah.
I guess I wanted to do everything the hard way. And here we are now, still trying to figure it out. But
I
hindsight,
mean, I'm just winging it. I don't
yeah,
really know
dude,
what I'm doing.
you're killing it, man. You're doing a really, really good job, man. You're almost at 50K subs. Like, you're killing the game right now, man. This life is
Almost
only
there.
zombies, bitch, dude.
We're almost there. 200 subs away.
Yeah, man. And that's, dude, I give it another week before that. How'd
I
you
have
come?
a I
No,
have a video going up probably on Friday, and I think that'll be the one to push me over to be quite honest.
this Friday?
This Friday.
Uh,
It's gonna be an interesting video,
I'm
but
stoked for it.
it's gonna be an interesting one. I'm literally posting it and then I'm going on vacation, and I'm not gonna look at the comments because it might be a might put things into chaos, but we're
Uh-oh.
gonna leave it at that.
Uh-oh. Going into chaos and then disappearing for
Pretty
vacation
much
time.
gonna disappear for a week.
So Ernie Zombies, that's a unique name. How did you come up with that?
I the story, it's stupid, but I love it. So when I what was my okay? So this is like back in the Modern Warfare 2 days, um, where everybody had clans and all that.
Yeah.
You remember that little era? Everybody had
Yeah.
clans. Everybody had
Yeah. KO8. That was mine.
everybody had Modern Warfare 2 trick shotting clans and quick
Yeah.
scoping clans.
Yeah, the little
So I
four,
had
three or
one.
four numbers in front.
Yep. I was the leader of a clan called Crimson. Okay. And my name at the time was Crimson Smexy. Okay. And I actually had that YouTube channel. I think I got it to like around 1,000 subs, which like back like 10 years ago, getting 1,000 subs was it's insane.
Right.
So it's like so many people. Um, but then like time goes on, the clan disbanded, so I had Crimson Smexy, and I was thinking of what I wanted to do after the Crimson part of
The
my life with
Crimson era.
YouTube, the Crimson era. So, and I knew that I wanted to make a YouTube channel, and I knew it wanted to be with zombies. Um, so I knew I wanted to include zombies in the name somehow, and then I was going to put a word right in front of it. So I literally went into Google, I typed in another word for zombies, and a Yahoo Answers came up, and one of the answers was Oni. And then I took that, put it together, and put OniZombies. That's how I
There it
got it.
is, man. The story. OniZombies, straight out of the Crimson era.
Straight out of the Crimson Era. Thanks to the Yahoo Answers guy who put Oni into his answer. Or else I don't know what my name would have been right now.
Yeah, dude. That's those thoughts like that, man. I like to try and entertain every once in a while and just kind of. Well, what could my name have been? I picked Freight, man. Back from like World of Warcraft,
Uh
old
huh.
World of Warcraft days. I had a warrior, and uh, I trying to come up with a name with him. I knew I wanted him to hit really hard. I always did PvP stuff, so I was like truck, train, freight. Well, let's try, and I got freight, and yeah, it stemmed from that, and then eventually I took it as a like a, you know, what stops a freight train at full speed? Damn near nothing, man. And I wanted to kind of embody that persona of just bullying through my life, and
I
that's where
like it.
freight comes
I love
from.
I love I love it when names have a significant meaning like that. It's when it's something more than just looking into Yahoo Answers.
Hey, man, that's it still works though. But more people know Oni zombies than they do freight.
it's uh it's funny. I think Yahoo Answers actually shut down.
I
They've
think
been
so.
gone for a while.
And them and
Yeah,
Ask Jeeves.
since May 4th.
That's
They
crazy.
just completely wiped it off the internet, which is wild because Yahoo Answers used to be like the go-to thing
Right
that I
before Google.
had yeah, it's the thing I had throughout my entirety of school. It's fucking Yahoo Answers before college.
I remember old Ask Jeeves, AskJeeves.com. That little butler on the front. And that was like before Yahoo Answers though.
Yeah, I don't even know that website.
That's yeah. Might be somebody might know, but so you started your channel on September 18th back in 2012. We're coming up on almost
You've done your homework.
yeah, we're coming up on almost 10 years, man. But there was you already kind of gave us a little bit of description of the 5-year hiatus, so we don't need to go too much into that anymore. But back when you first started, did you ever think or even have the idea that one day your channel might have 50K subs with you doing interviews with AAA game devs, participating in charity events with Jonah Scott, voice of Aiden Caldwell, if anybody doesn't know that, and just essentially be as big as you are and a part of the Dying Light community as you are.
No, never, never. It was honestly the last thing I ever would have thought happening. Um, So I used to do so before I started uploading onto the channel. There was a good period. I ran a community channel called Zombunity. It was a zombies community channel
I love
centered
it.
around centered around Call of Duty Zombies and like Black Ops. And this is when like Call of Duty Zombies was big. It was like the massive thing that was happening at that time.
Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, I mean since then it's kind of died off
Yeah, it
since.
fizzled out a little bit.
Yeah. But on that channel I would upload a little bit of Call of Duty Zombies. I uploaded Easter egg guides on that channel, and that's when. So you can I'll send you the channel. The thing with this channel is there was like a period where it was me and another guy, and the other guy wiped all the videos that was there. So like all the hard work that is like past the current uploads on this channel, those were gone. Like there were videos on there where like my Easter egg for the Tower of Babel, which was the transit Easter egg, I think that got 1 million views, and then it was wiped off the face of the earth.
I mean,
And then I started doing a little bit of Call of Duty Zombies on my channel, and it wasn't really going anywhere. So I kind of just like switched it up, did whatever I wanted to. Like that's why like if you go and look at back at the channel, you'll see like Destiny content. You'll
yeah.
see you'll see Easter egg videos. Um what else? I tried
We got some
what I
other stuff. There's some Far Cry Primal, some you got some Division like Leonardo Easter eggs and stuff.
yeah, so like you'll see a drastic shift in the content. It was basically like Destiny, Call of Duty Zombies, and then I shifted towards Easter eggs. And I'll get into the Easter eggs in a second. Um, but like in the beginning, I was kind of just winging it. I had no idea where anything was gonna go. Um, it's funny how I covered Dying Light 2 is what I wanted to do with the original Destiny. So like every single patch notes that they uploaded, I covered it. No one fucking watched the videos. Um, and then there's just a lot of trial and error until things started working. And that's when I saw that the Easter eggs were working. So I kind of stuck with that and then just like rise and grind. But I never thought it would go anywhere in 1 million years. Because when I before I took my break, I only made it to like 2-3,000 subs, and that was it. So
Yeah.
when I came back into YouTube, which was uh when was that?
I,
November 2020. So
yeah.
almost 2 years ago, I essentially just had to just restart, and like everything that I learned about YouTube was
Was
kind of just thrown out the window.
right, vastly different.
It's vastly different. And then it was just a learning process from there again, and then just seeing what worked. I didn't really know what direction to take the channel, and that's why I started out with Spider-Man videos and doing Easter eggs again, and it worked for a little bit,
Yeah.
but of course, like it's not sustainable to do long term. So I was kind of just like throwing ideas, see what would stick. Because I remember there was like a huge gap between Miles Morales and Cyberpunk. Those are like the two big games that I covered on my channel 2 years ago. So in that limbo time frame, that's when I uploaded my first Dying Light 2 video. I made that video because one, I fucking love the original. The original is still one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, the story is kind of lackluster in the first one, but the gameplay is just so much fun. I have so many memories off of that game. Um, Playing with friends, like late nights with that game, and it really hit home. And I saw that nobody was really covering Dying Light 2 at that time. I think when I want to say, because I looked it up to see if anybody else was talking about Dying Light 2, and no one was talking about Dying Light 2. I only saw Boy with the Crazy Hair. I saw he was the only one talking about Dying Light 2. Everybody else wasn't talking about it. Um,
And it was like, bam, there's my niche.
so actually, it's funny. Hold on, I'm gonna take a nice sip of water. Um,
Gotta hydrate.
Gotta hydrate. So if you go and look back at all the videos until the first Dying Light 2 one, when I uploaded that, it just did absolutely horseshit. Like, it was probably the worst performing video I've had on that channel. Like, since I came back, it was just atrocious. It was like, you know, the YouTube. Do you have the YouTube Studio app?
Yeah.
It's the best app and the worst app. When you do really well, you get a nice 1 out of 10. You get confetti. You get all the green arrows and everything. It's great. But then when you do terrible, it like really rubs it in your face. So like when it came out, I think the video got like 20 views in the first day, 100, then like 100 views after like 3 days, and then like it wasn't until like 3 weeks later the algorithm took it and just started pushing it to everybody, and I'm like, holy shit, maybe there's something here. So then I went ahead, I kept doing it, and then here we are, almost 2 years later.
2 years later and 50,000 subs, man. Big old congratulations, because we know you're gonna get it. Yeah,
I
man.
hope
That's
so.
that's crazy though. It's funny that you talked about Destiny. I know when I first messaged you on Twitter, I said something about, man, I like 6 years ago, I never thought I'd be talking to you today. Like something about watching your old Dying Light videos, and I had that wrong. It was a Destiny video that I originally watched.
Really?
Yeah, when I heard that they were replaced or that Peter Dinklage wasn't gonna be the voice of Ghost anymore, it pissed me off, and I like went to Google to figure out, what was going on, and through, the rabbit hole of Google searches, I found that YouTube video of you comparing uh, Peter Dinklage and Noah North.
That I love that video. That's such
That
a good video.
that was the one. That's what brought me to you, and then and I didn't like. I don't think I like got deep into watching
Yeah.
videos of yours, but it 7 years, 6 years later, it was all Dying Light 2 stuff, and it makes me want to ask. I think because like you said, Dying Light was one of your favorites, and nobody was doing Dying Light 2 videos, so that kind of answers our why you picked Dying Light 2. But so overall, what would you say the general purpose of your channel is for you? What do you get out of it?
It's a good one. Huh. I don't know. I think what really it allows me to do is to, one, have a creative outlet for me to like express myself, and two, to have a conversation and to engage myself into discussions with people that have the same interest as me. Like just going and taking a community and just building it up over the year. It's just such a great thing to see,
Dude,
and I'm really grateful for it. And like the more and more that it grows, it just makes me happy to upload a video, see people watching it, see people enjoying it, but
engaging.
it really being engaged in what I have to offer. And it's like, because the thing is, like, it's really hard At least for me, it was hard to like express myself more after college. I don't know if that makes sense. Like at least like with college, I had ways of doing it.
Yeah,
Um,
once you get out of college, you know, you that's when everybody's really figuring out who they are.
yeah. So like during college, I had like papers to write, so I could use that to like express myself in ways.
Yeah.
Um, Throughout high school, like I said, I did YouTube during high school, so like that was some ways that I did it. And then when the whole college thing ran out, that's when I went back to it. But I just really like finding ways to express myself and to just make like what I really like about YouTube too is that it's just an archive of personal growth as well. So like
History.
you can just go and see how I was 6 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, and see how I
Yeah.
am today, and just see how things are proceeding in
Yeah.
life.
It archives a little piece of you because you know we put pieces of us into all the videos we make.
Pretty
They're
much.
our creations, and it just saves it for you. Saves it for you. I got one of the original videos I uploaded on my channel like 7 years ago. It was is what made it was a Destiny 2 video on how to raise your light level real quick. It got like 500 views over something little, but it was like, oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
it goes a long way. Like it puts things into perspective too, which is insane.
yeah, it's dude, it's you know, it's almost like a drug type feeling. Like you want to chase it when you get that.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's just a feeling you keep chasing. Do
Yeah,
you
which like it's also kind of a bad thing too,
a little bit?
because you get this is one thing that I kind of struggle with too as a creator. It's just getting too caught up in the numbers on everything.
Yeah,
Um, because like I mean now it's a little bit easier, but before you would spend hours working on a video, upload it, and then it just absolute horseshit. Like
yep,
you spend like 3 to 4 hours, maybe even upwards to 8 to 10 hours, probably longer. There's been times where I've spent longer on a video. You upload it and it just does absolutely terrible.
yeah.
It bombs completely, and it's like the worst feeling in the entire world when
Yeah,
stuff like that happens.
I got a couple of them. My old my Dying Light 2 fist fight challenges. They were when I first started, and I mean, dude, they're bad videos. Like I didn't know what I was doing back, and not that I really still know what I'm doing. I'm still learning a bunch, but you know, it's beating Destiny 2 without using you just Aiden just beating the shit out of people. I figured that thing would. It's got like 56 views. I'll leave it there.
Yeah,
Whatever.
like it gets it's a constant learning process.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, like you already said, it's trial and error. You know, you'll figure it out
It's
along the way.
a lot of trial and error. You'll learn so much about everything and like how algorithms work, how search results work, how people think. Honestly, like get it fucking making a YouTube channel is like its own little psychology degree in a nutshell.
It
You learn
kind of,
so much about people and like what clicks with them and what doesn't. It's kind of insane. Like it
yeah,
really
dude.
is.
It, yeah. To anybody watching, like, if you don't know what we're talking about, make a YouTube channel and start pumping out videos, and you'll learn. Do you have an end goal for your channel?
I do. I don't know if I want to say.
That's all right. Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't have
No,
to, but
I'll say. I mean, okay. The the thing with YouTube, I've always wanted 100,000 subscriber plaque, and then after that, I really couldn't care what happened to the channel. I just know that I want 100,000 plaque. That's like my goal. My goal is to have my name on a plaque, hang it up. Um, I don't see myself ever quitting YouTube. I just know that that's one of my goals that I want to hit. Um,
Hell yeah, man. I can
because
relate to that.
I don't want it to get into a game of constantly chasing numbers because like, oh, okay, you get 100,000. Now what's next? Oh, okay, now it's 200. Then you keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, and then you get a million, and then it's like, okay, what now? Like, I don't want ever want to be in that mindset. So I think my one of my biggest goals is to try to hit 100,000 subs, and then after that, I do want to do more unique variety content. I don't want to stay into Dying Light 2 forever. And you'll kind of see how my channel is being positioned now with content.
Yeah.
Like if you go and look back a year ago, I was just pumping out stuff
Yeah.
like
Seeing what
5 minute
clicked.
5 minute videos, 3 minute videos, just talking about whatever I could about Dying Light 2. But now you'll see that like the uploads have slowed down, the videos are longer, they're more like engaging topics. It's more like critical analysis type of thing. Because what I really want to do is like video essays and video reviews, kind of like. Have you ever seen the Act Man?
Yeah, he's got a bunch of, him and the other guy, they had a bunch of stuff going on Twitter, and didn't like Ackman just
Yeah,
get
him.
demonetized or something?
Yeah, so his YouTube channel is kind of how like what I want my channel to be someday, where like he can do video essays, he can talk about articles, he can talk about like whatever he wants. But like he like at the end of the day, like he's still known as like like the YouTuber who's very critical about Halo Infinite and all that. Like he makes so many videos on Halo, talks about Halo and all that. So I kind of want to do something with like Dying Light 2 later down the road,
Yeah.
where like I'll still be known for Dying Light 2, but I don't want it to be the main focus of me forever.
Right. Yeah, dude, I mean, I can understand that. It would get boring in it.
Yeah, and like you need to like constantly watch yourself too, so you don't get burnt out.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to keep it spicy for yourself too.
Yeah, and like I think when I changed up my content, I changed it up maybe like 3 months ago, where it's like it's more like higher quality stuff. I'm
Quality
not
over
just like
quantity.
I'm not just like pumping out content for the sake of pumping out content.
Right.
I'm just uploading what I would want to upload, and it's doing very well compared to what it was beforehand, which is absolutely awesome to see.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
That's exactly what you're and you say I meant to say it earlier. You were talking about getting to 100K. Like, dude, like has the thought entered your head yet? Like you are literally almost halfway there.
I'm halfway there. It's funny. So I I set out these goals for my YouTube channel. Like, wait, I wonder if I might have it. Hold on. I do have it. It's right here. I bought this. I don't remember when I bought this. I don't even know why I bought it, but it kind of worked out. It was a book that I found on Amazon called My YouTube Success Planner. Okay, and I suggest anybody who's getting into YouTube to have something like this. It doesn't need to be this specifically. Just have like a journal of some sorts
I got one in the
because
other room.
it'll really come in handy. Um, before I talk about this, a good thing to do too. Um, this is something I learned very recently when I went to PAX when I was talking to one of my creator friends. He's like, if you just take like an hour, 2 hours, and just sit down and brainstorm, you'll come up with so many ideas and you'll get like excited to make content again. And I did that, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago. Oh no, it was on my flight back from Seattle. I did it. And like some of the ideas that I came up with, I'm like genuinely excited to like get back into making videos again.
That's awesome. It's yeah, it's and this one, this type of thing specifically, it could have, bad results if you are putting your heart and soul into these videos and it turns out, they're not doing very good. You're gonna get burnt out real
Exactly.
quick. So, yeah, I totally look forward to what you have coming up, man. And
So like in this book, I they have like a little section for your goal tracker. I don't know if the
um,
camera is good enough to focus and see it.
we can see the outline of it.
You can see the outline. But I basically wrote like what I wanted to do on this YouTube channel for the next 3 years. So in 2020, I wanted to get 5,000 subs and 3 million video views, which I did. And then in 2021, I wanted to get 10,000 subs. And by 2022, I wanted to have 15,000 subs. And by 2023, I wanted to have 20,000 subs.
You're ahead of
And
schedule, bro.
we kind of blew past that.
Yeah.
And then I wrote a joke one that said 100K subs by 2023. So
You
we'll
didn't
see.
give you didn't give an exact date, so we'll say you got till December 2023.
December 2023. And
It'll
then
happen.
as when Dying Light 2 came out, um, it's not in that planner. It's in my other journal. It's the one I use now. Um, I wrote down that I wanted to hit 50K subs by the first DLC, and I didn't think I was gonna get it. And then the DLC got delayed like 3 times, and now it looks like I'm gonna get it. I mean, I have a month to get 300 subs. I think it's doable.
Techland's on your side, man. They're
I,
working
I,
for you.
I think it's doable. So
Oh, it's
that's
definitely
that's
doable.
another W for me.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, and that's the other thing I love about putting out a video is like once it's there, man, it's always there. And like you were kind of talking about earlier with your first Dying Light video, like nothing happens, and then all of a sudden it pops off and it just starts the numbers start rising. The algorithm, man, and
The
the way it,
algorithm, man,
dude, it's so weird. Like,
takes forever. Sometimes it could take forever. Sometimes it could just be just like that.
yep. And by the end of the
Like
day, you're sitting at 3,000 views, or well, that's those are big numbers for me. Your numbers are much bigger, but it's crazy, man. And if there's one thing you've made clear, it's your love of Dead Island. So, for the
yes,
future
it's
of Dead
true.
Island, do you how stoked are you for February 3rd and what are your expectations? What are you hoping happens when we opening day Dead Island 2, we sit down and pop it in.
So the thing is, um, I'm really excited for this game. Like I cannot wait for this game to come out. Um, I have so many video ideas for it. What I really just
In that
want,
YouTube planner?
it's in my planner.
Hell yeah.
What I really want from Dead Island 2 is just well, okay, there's two things that I want Dead Island 2 to be. One, we'll go for the more optimistic side. I want it to just be just a fun experience that like of something like we haven't really seen before. Like a proper just a proper experience to capitalize on from the first one. Because the first one's a ton of fun. It's just like
It
stupid,
really is, man.
jolly entertainment. It doesn't take itself too seriously, which I think works really well. And then there's the other side where I'm kind of curious to know how it's going to compare to Dying Light 2 and if it's going to be better than Dying Light 2. That's what I really want to
dude.
know.
That and
It would
that's
be it would be quite ironic. The irony would be so high if Dead Island 2 is somehow better than Dying Light 2,
oh man.
or or if
Even the initial release, man. If the initial
yeah,
release is better.
or like if Dead Island 2 is like so there's a video that I have planned. I'll say it on here. I don't really care. No one take the idea,
Oh,
but it's called Dead
it
Island
just
2 is everything I wanted Dead Island sorry. Dead Island 2 is
dude,
everything I wanted Dying Light 2 to be.
TM'd. He's don't copy. He's got that copyrighted. You
I got
can't
that
take it.
copyrighted. You can't take that.
We will sue.
I will sue. That is a video that I do have somewhat in the works.
That's
Um
that's awesome, man. Like,
ob-
it's no hate towards Techland. No hate
like
towards Techland.
obviously like it's so hard to judge. One game has been out for almost 8 months now at this point. The other game's not even out yet. And all we
Right,
have to go off of is years of development hell.
dude.
Now we have some
I'm so
hands-on
nervous.
gameplay. Like it, they're so similar.
I know, right?
How everything went is so similar. Where it went through so much development hell, or like not. I guess Dying Light. I don't know if Dying Light 2 really went through development hell. It just
Kinda.
went through a lot of struggles. I
Dying.
don't consider Dying Light 2 development hell. I consider things like Duke Nukem Forever development hell,
Yeah.
or Dead Island 2, where
Yeah.
like you just
Fair
don't
enough.
know what's happening.
Right. I mean, from all I really know of what happened with Dying Light 2 is, one of the other higher ups got in trouble for something, got terminated, and then the whole pandemic thing, and then that led to a couple of the people who worked on Dying Light to leave Techland, which is why they're every. I don't know, and this could all be bullshit. It's just what I've gathered over the I don't know 8 months. But yeah, no, it's even funnier that it's gonna release on February 3rd,
Yeah, it's like
2023,
what is it? Day after or day before?
a day before. Yeah,
Day before.
Dying Light 2 was February 4th.
I don't think it'll come out the third. To be honest with you, I
You know
think it'll
what?
get
I
delayed.
won't even be mad.
I think it'll get delayed by
Yeah,
a little bit.
I won't even be mad if they delay it. We've already been waiting 37 years for it, so what's another
Yeah,
12?
I do think it's gonna get delayed, but I'd be really surprised if it didn't.
So we can definitely expect content or involving dying. Damn it, I'm getting those two mixed up. So
Oh, dude,
they did the
I get them confused
dude
so often.
Dead Dead Island 2. So and then you already kind of told us about you do have future plans on expanding outside of Dying Light and Dead Island. So that's all everything to do for the most part with your channel. We'll be done with that stuff, and this is more geared towards you personally. You recently acquired the title of homeowner. Congratulations.
I did.
Do
Thank
you,
you.
do your
As you can
neighbors?
see,
Yeah, it's beautiful,
great.
man. Hey, we love the photo, and yeah, it's super exciting stuff, man. Does anybody
Much
in your city
appreciated.
know who you are? Do your neighbors, or is it still pretty quiet for you?
I haven't. I talked to one of my neighbors. That's it.
One of that's dude, that's
I
kind of
I've
how I
talked to
am.
the person below me. That's it. But the so I used to live in an apartment before this, and I told select people at that apartment um that I did YouTube. Um, and then when I moved here, well, so at the apartment, I had really nosy neighbors, like super nosy. Like
That's annoying.
it's the worst feeling in the entire world when you have
Yeah,
nosy
dude.
neighbors.
You can't
Um,
get away from them.
like straight up, you would. Okay, like one time my friend was like driving into the complex to pick me up, and this is like one of the first times that he was at the apartment, so he didn't know where I lived yet. And then so like he came in and he was slowly like driving, looking
Yeah.
at all the doors and everything to find out where I was. And then like the little fucking neighborhood watch was like, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Who are you looking for?" And I'm like, "It's just like mind your own business."
Right, dude.
Like that shit like really pissed me off. So like they're not an actual neighborhood watch. They pretend to be the neighborhood watch, and they
That's
would
even
go and like,
worse.
yeah,
That's just a
it's so stupid.
collection of Karens.
Literally, that's what it was. Um, there was one in particular. She was fucking King Karen. Um, like she would put signs outside of her door, like, "Oh, don't pee in this area. Don't pee on this grass." Like for dogs and everything.
Right.
Um, she was just so annoying. So like it really left a bad taste in my mouth when it came to fucking neighbors. So when I moved here, I like everybody keeps to themselves here, which is great. No one's really nosy.
Dude,
I
that's
think
my
if
favorite.
you get closer to the city, the nosier people are. To be honest, that's what I've noticed.
Yeah, we just gotta stay away from the city then. Stay away from big
Yeah,
cities, and you get some privacy.
pretty much. I mean, I moved like 40, 50 minutes away from the city, and it's a lot more quieter and chiller here
Dude,
than.
I love the peace and quiet. Like, I want to find a nice, good spot right in between city and country to where, it's not. I get a little bit of peace and quiet, but I don't have to go far to get, outside of country life and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I think one day I want to move to Boston. To be
Go up
honest
to
with you,
Boston.
I think I want to move to Boston. I
What's
think
up
that's
there?
where I don't know. I kind of just like the area because that's where PAX East was, and I mean even before PAX East, I used to visit Boston pretty frequently, and I just like that area. It's it's a good city that's not super chaotic.
From what I
Like
hear, everybody
New
up there is
York is
super
just so
friendly
chaotic.
too.
Yeah, they are,
That's
and
that's what I like people. Yeah, friendliness is just I don't know, man. I can't stand people being bitter for no reason.
that's kind of how like the entirety of New Jersey is. But then like when you go like when I went to Seattle, I was like, oh, why is everybody so nice? What the fuck? It's just weird.
That's funny, man. That's Seattle or Boston. I know one day I always thought about Colorado, just because it's got
Colorado's
a
a good
little,
one too.
yeah, it's got a little bit of everything.
It does. I
So,
just maybe I'm done with the maybe I'm just done with the whole like East Coast thing.
uh,
Maybe I
I,
just want to move out of the East Coast.
yeah, nah, I'm on East Coast myself, and it's not bad, but at the same time, I can kind of, it's just need something new, dude. It's
That's the
same old.
thing. Like just getting a new area and new surroundings really goes a long way.
It does, man. It's refreshing. It like almost
Yeah.
like I don't know, gives you your soul back or something. You peps you back up.
Yeah. Like cuz I lived in the same town for 22 years, and then I lived in so I lived with my parents for 21 years, and then I moved out, got an apartment in the same town. So I never really escaped that town. It wasn't until I bought this condo where I was able to go 30, 45 minutes away from everything and just have a new area and just waking up and not like being in your hometown really goes a long way. Or like going to a bar in my hometown, you would run into someone like that you went to high school with or something like that.
Uh, that's always I don't know.
And I
I
fucking hate that.
Yeah, man. Like I had nothing against anybody I ever went to school with. I mean, I was a dickhead in my younger years, and I'm always so afraid to run into someone who I might have
I
been a bully to or something. Like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, just kick my ass. I won't even hit back. And you can get it back. Just let me make it up.
Yeah. I mean, I I can't recommend enough to move away from home
Oh
for
yeah,
like a
for
little
sure.
bit.
Gotta leave the nest. Gotta leave the nest. You already kind of talked about it a little bit, but so where do you personally want to be in 5 years?
In 5 years. Um, it's a good question. I don't see myself living here in 5 years. That's for sure. Um, Whether I go and move out and sell this place and like go somewhere else, like Boston, like we said, or if I go and rent this out to someone, I think I'll probably go down that route. To be honest, rent this out to somebody,
Steady
make
income, man.
more extra money on the side,
Yeah.
and then just fucking rinse and repeat that shit over and over. Um,
And become a landlord tycoon.
Kind of, yeah. Um, I've always, I don't know. There's so many different ways I can go with it. Like I don't know if I've entertained the idea of working more into the games industry. Maybe not games industry, but like so like influence management and stuff like that. So like marketing type of thing. Um, for example, like when I get some of my sponsors, a an agency from wherever will reach out to me and they'll work with me and a company. So let's say fucking Manscaped, okay? Let's say there's an agency, they'll reach out to creators and try to find deals for Manscaped and the creator so that everybody's satisfied. It's basically you just grow your connections and you keep going and going like that. I kind of like that idea, and I think I see myself doing that at some point in the future. Um, but that is a big risk to take.
As like a permanent thing to do, and then are you like, or just like, that would be your main source of work, and then you still have the YouTube thing as a hobby sitting at 500,000 subs.
I mean, I know for sure I'll never do YouTube full time.
Yeah.
I don't think I can never make that commitment. Um, I could if I wanted to, but I just like the stability of having my day job and
A
then
steady
just have
source of
this.
income,
Yeah,
permanent. Like, this
like
is your agreed upon amount. You get this for sure.
exactly. Like I can't see myself having to like working all day and night, working like weeks and countless hours on a video. You upload it and then you get that fucking 10 out of 10. That would kill me. I couldn't do that. So it's all just like extra income right now for
Yeah.
YouTube, but I would never bite that bullet yet.
Yeah, I mean that's cool though. Like the day job thing, as long as my whole thing about it is just pursue your happiness. If you got something you want to do, don't give up on doing it. And I honestly believe, if you pursue it hard enough, you're gonna get it. So it's just a matter of time before you're doing what you want to do, and you're sitting at
Yeah.
500,000 subs on a YouTube hobby thing. Just doing it on the side for funsies.
Yeah. Like I'll probably go for my masters too eventually, either in like social research or like data analysis or marketing, something like that. My current job will pay for it. So
That's sick.
there's no reason for me not to get it.
Right, right.
So
It
yeah,
just takes, it's just excess time you have to give to it.
pretty much. But that like my whole thing because I was gonna start up this semester, um, but one the semester is actually started yesterday, which in my timeline of things, like I went to Seattle, now I'm going to Costa Rica, and then I have other travel plans later. Um, can't talk about those. It just wouldn't work out with going to get there, going to start up that masters this semester at least. So maybe I'll do it next semester, but I don't know. We have to wait and see.
Okay. We got about 5 minutes left, and this is so we you in a little bit of a way you kind of answered it, but I want to ask. So are you content with the amount that you've achieved in your personal growth, or do you feel like you have more learning and more growing to do for yourself?
Oh, shit, that's a good one. I mean, of course. I mean, I definitely want to keep learning, and there's definitely room. There's always room to keep improving and to keep growing, uh, to keep basically being a better version of yourself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just want to keep doing and keep learning, keep expanding my knowledge, and keep becoming just a better person on all fronts.
Yeah, man.
Like even like with the YouTube channel, because the thing is, um, like for me in the beginning, I kind of kept like Oni in Mario kind of separate, but then like over time they slowly just started getting closer and closer until they became one. So and now just like when you go and look back, like I said earlier before, it's like an archive of like how you grow and everything. So like in 2 months from now, I have no idea what I'm gonna be. In a year from now, I have no idea what it's gonna look like. Um, but I do want to keep growing and keep learning and just keep bettering myself.
That's the right mindset in my opinion, man. You got a pretty good
Never.
head on your shoulders, dude. You seem like you're going in the right direction. You got all kinds of stuff working for you, man. It's I said it earlier, you're kind of making life your bitch, dude.
Yeah, never want to get too comfortable.
All right, man. So we'll skip the other 2 pages. We got like 2 minutes left. So
We got like 3 5 minutes, three to
we'll
5 minutes at most, because um
we'll
I do have
pop
a
off.
plane. I
We'll
got a plane tomorrow morning, so
damn it. We'll do the Spitfire round just for funsies, and then
do the
say
Spitfire round.
goodbyes, man.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if there was any other longer questions that you wanted answers to, I can I can do them. Whatever you wanted.
Oh, I already threw the
No,
papers.
you ready through the
Yeah,
papers?
I already threw them.
All right, I'm ready for the Spitfire round.
Okay, so we'll put a minute on the clock.
I mean, you can just keep going, keep
Okay,
asking them.
sounds good. Okay, throw the phone too. All
Throw the
right.
phone too.
What's your favorite movie?
Everything, everywhere, all at once,
Your
and
favorite
Logan,
and Logan?
and Logan.
Your favorite song?
Uh, it's called Jubilee. I think that's what it's called. Jubel. I don't know who sings it off the top of my head.
What's your favorite food?
Bacon, egg, and cheese on a plain bagel.
Damn, that is good though.
It's fucking delicious.
What's your biggest fear?
Biggest fear. Um. Hmm. I'm gonna go cliche. I'm gonna go with heights.
Heights?
Yeah, which is funny because I always wanted to be a firefighter, and I recently just got an email if I was still interested in being a firefighter. So, but yeah, heights is a good one.
What's one superpower you wish you had?
Um. Probably teleportation.
That's a good one. Yeah, like Nightcrawler or like Jumper?
Uh, I guess jumper. I'm not familiar with jumper.
Oh,
Like,
they envision a place in their mind and they can
yes,
they
yes,
can go to it,
absolutely.
but is where
Like I want to be
Nightcrawler.
able to, I want to be able to fucking live in Rome, and then work in New York, and get there in like 3 seconds. That just sounds awesome to me.
I'm good with teleport. So,
Teleport.
favorite video game, all time favorite.
Favorite video game of all time. Ooh. Um. Probably The Last of Us. The first Last of Us, not the second one.
The first one, the first last.
First one. Yeah, and probably actually yeah, probably just The Last of Us. I think it's a solid fucking game. I love that game. If there's a game, I think I'm missing a game that's really sticks out to me. I'm just gonna check my Steam library real quick to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. But I think The Last of Us is probably my favorite game of all time. God of War is up there too. They might be tied now that I'm thinking about it.
Last one, man. Kyle Crane or Aiden Caldwell?
Ooh, good one. Huh. I had a video plan on this too. It would be so divisive on people. Um, I think the voice acting and the whole backstory behind Aiden is much more intriguing, but I think the execution of Crane is better. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, it
Like
does.
like it like Crane. I just don't like the base game story with Crane. He's super generic and everything.
He's a
While with
cliche.
Aiden, I mean, it's cliche, but like that's how it was during that time. You get like when during that time when games came out,
Yeah.
you would get like a stereotypical white guy military character, and then
Your standard white badass.
yeah, pretty much. Aiden has more depth to him,
Yeah, he
so
does.
yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, Oni Zombies. We appreciate you hanging out with us, man, answering questions.
Of
If there's
course, it was a ton of fun.
anybody you want to say thank you to or give shout out to your success, anything like that?
I see Alexander in there, Gabriel, Newbie, Netro. Thank you all for watching. Thank you
Netro.
so much. Appreciate all of it. Alexander, he's a Chad. He data mines a lot of stuff too.
That's a giga Chad.
But
All
yeah,
right, man.
that's everything.
Appreciate everybody stopping by for the stream. Hope everybody has a good night. Don't have a good nut.
A good
Don't.
nut.
Well, I mean, you can if you want to, but like, don't tell us. All right, guys. You be safe, bro.